What's up, Michael Jordan collectors and investors? So I hope you guys are having a great day. So on this show, I covered the 86 Fleer Michael Jordan rookie card. So we've had a lot of sales in the past few days and a couple of biggies at Heritage Auctions. So we'll dig into that. So Card Gems here. Welcome to my channel. This is today's March 3rd Michael Jordan rookie card market report. All right, let's dig into this. Heritage Auctions had a couple of big Michael Jordan rookie cards that ended. So they had this SGC 9.5 that ended. These ended on the 28th. This one with the buyer's premium ended for $81,000. This is a SGC 9.5. It last sold for $125,000. So it's a little bit down from the previous price. They also had this PSA 10 right here, which also is down from the last sell. It was at $612,000. And this one sold for $588,000. And this one appears to have, good eye appeal. So they're just a little bit down from the previous sales. So if we check Golden Auctions, their two PSA 10s are still around $450,000, $425,000 for this one. These end on March 6th and 7th. So still got a few days left on these. And we also have BGS 9.5 with a 10 center and a 9 surface for $86,000. Here's another SGC 9.5 right here, and it's up to $51,000. And here's a BGS 9.5 that has a 9 on the surface, $51,000 for that one. And then here's some 9s for $39,000, $39,000. Here's one for $30,000 and $33,000. And then we have an 8.5 here at $17,000. Here's a BGS 9 at $16,000, and here's an 8 at $9,500. Then we have a SGC 8.5 at $7,500, a BGS 8.5 at $8,000. And remember, you still got to add the 20% buyer's premium to these prices. So we'll see how these do. I mean, yeah, they end on the 6th and 7th. So not too long away, not too far away. So looking at cardladder.com. So this is cardladder.com here. This is a great website for data, and they got all kinds of analysis and data that you can use. If you want to check out cardladder.com, I put a link down below. And if you click on that link, that helps me out. It's a special link. And you can go there and you can sign up for these guys. A lot of the information is free, but you can also get a membership with them for $15 a month, which is well worth it. You get the entire sales history of every one of these cards going all the way back. I mean, they track, they have thousands of cards in their database right now, basically all the most popular cards, and it's worth checking out, guys. It's worth checking out. So I'll leave that link down below. But here we got the PSA 1. It has a pop of 130. For the past month, it sold 8 times. And on average of 3,875. It has a current price of 4,450, which means that's the last sold, which was right here on the 18th. And the record high is 5,125, which was right here on the 14th of February. If we check eBay, we have one here for 3,651, 40 bids. Here's one for 4,179, or best offer. It's perfectly centered, they're saying. It looks like it is a little off. PSA 1 here, 4,600, or best offer. Here's one for 5,499, 0 bids. And here's 10,000, or best offer. So PSA 2 has a pop of 178. So it sold 8 times in the past month for an average of 4,885. It last sold for 3,900 on the 28th. And it has a record high of 5,307. So if we check eBay, we got a few of these. We got one here, 4,000, 38 bids. This has 1 hour left. Here's 5,549, or best offer. So that's the cheapest you can get a best offer. And there's a few more right here. A few more options for a little bit more. So PSA 3 has a pop of 344. For the past month, it sold 7 times for an average of 5,347. It last sold for $4,950 on the 2nd of March. So it's finally on a little bit more of an uptick from that last sale, which was at $4,238 on the 27th. The record high is $6,186, which was on the 4th of February. So checking eBay, we have one here for $5,999 or best offer. And here's another one for about $6,500, a best offer, and you got a few more options here. So PSA 4 has a pop of $685. For the past month, it sold 13 times for an average of $6,734. Last sold for $5,259 on the 28th. And the record high is $8,595. So when you're looking to buy this card, you want to try to find one that's between this current price and the average price here. So around $5,500 or so. So we have a new listing here, $4,050, 18 hours left. Here's $6,200 or best offer. It's a new listing. Here's $7,990 or buy it now. So, and you got a few more options right here for a little bit more. So PSA 5 has a pop of 1,030. Sold 19 times in the last month for $7,377 average. And the last sold for $7,400, so right at that average. And the record high is $8,600. $8,600 right here on the 10th of February. So if we check eBay, we have a new listing, $2,275. Here's one for $3,850. Here's $5,200, 26 bids. $6,600, 23 bids, 40 minutes left. Here's $6,700 or best offer. So that's the cheapest one you can get a best offer for. There's another new listing for about $7,000. And you got plenty more options up here for a little bit more. So PSA 6 has a pop of 1,686. For the past month, it sold 22 times for an average of 8,509. So let's cut that down to 2 weeks and see what we got. So it averaged 7,687 for the last 2 weeks, 9 sales. And it last sold for that 6,948 on the 1st of March. And the record high is 10,000 in the 2 weeks, which is right here on the 22nd of February. So we check eBay. We have one for $2,650, 19 bids. There's $3,000, 20 bids. $4,150, 26 bids. $6,100. And here's a buy it now for $8,995, new listing. Here's another one for $10,000 or best offer, and you got a few more options here for a little bit more. The BGS 6 has a pop of 456. For the past month, it sold only twice for $6,613 average. It last sold for $6,177 on the 23rd of February, and the record high was $7,050. So if we check eBay, we have none listed. So BGS 6.5 has a pop of 628. Sold 3 times in the last month for an average of $7,385. Last sold for $6,100 on the 27th of February. And the record high was $8,556 on the 18th of February. If we check eBay, we have one here for $8,995, buy it now. And here's one for $10,650 or best offer. And you get just one more option right here. BGS 7 has a pop on 969. It's been 4 sales in the last month. Averaged 11,400. It last sold for 9,500 on the 13th of February. And the record high was 12,700, which is on the 7th of February. So check eBay. We have one here, 5,700, 37 bids. And here's a buy it now for $10,995. And here's a best offer buy it now for $11,999. And you got a few more options here for best offer buy it nows. So PSA 7 has a pop of 3,404. Sold 58 times in the last month. So let's cut that down to 2 weeks. Sold 30 times in the last 2 weeks for an average of 10,142. And it averaged at 8,206. Well, actually, that's the last sell is 8,267 on the 2nd of March. And the record high is 12,300 on the 21st of February. So if we check eBay, We have one here for 5,199 new listing, 43 bids. Here's 4,550, 18 bids. Here's 5,675, 37 bids. Here's 6,005, 57 bids. Here's 7,499 or best offer. Here's 8,000, 39 bids. Well, this one actually isn't a 7. This is an authentic altered. So here's one for 8,000, 39 bids, 2 hours left. Here's one for 8,000, no bids. Here's 9,700 or best offer on this one. And you got a few more options here for a little bit more. So here's a BGS 7.5, has a pop of 1,460, has 8 sales in the past month for an average of 10,125. Last sold for 8,300 on the 28th of February, and the record high is 13,000, which is on the 1st of February. So on eBay, we have one here for 6,300, 34 bids. There's a starting price of 9,999, no bids. Here's 10,150 or best offer, and we got some more best offer prices right here. So quite a few options on that card. Here is a PSA 8 has a pop of 7,765. For the past month, it's sold 81 times for an average of 18,872. So if we cut that down to 2 weeks, there's 47 sales, and it averaged 16,104. It last sold for 16,850 on the 1st of March. So a little bit above the average. And a record high was 18,116 during this 2 weeks stretch, which was on the 20th of February. So if we check eBay, we have one here, 7,000, one bid, 10,000, 10,100 new listing, 10,100, 10,300. 10,599 new listing, 10,699. All of these have a lot of bids on them. 11,000 here. Here's 13,055, 34 bids. And here's a best offer buy it now. It's the first one, 17,749. Here's another one for a similar price. And here's some more in a similar price, all in 17,000 range here. Best offer buy it now. Here's one 18,000, best offer buy it now. Then you got plenty more options here in the 18,000 range. So BGS 8 has a pop of 2,049. For the past month, it sold 20 times for an average of 13,613. And it last sold for 13,601 on the 1st of March. So right at that average. I mean, right dead on that average. So that's the price that you're looking for right there. So the record high in the 2 week or the 1 month stretch is 17,800, which was on the 7th of February. So let's see if there's any here for 13,000. So here's one for 6,100, 13 bids, 6,500, 20 bids, 7,000 new listing, no bids, 7,100. Here's 9,600, 38 bids. There's 12,500 or best offer. So this is below the average right here. This is a new listing. There's 13,900 or best offer. So a little bit above that average. And you got some more options up here. Plenty more options up here. So SGC 8 has a pop around between 300 and 400. Has 6 sales in the past month for an average of 14,264. It last sold for 13,000 on the 1st of March. And the record high is 19,000 on the 5th of February. So if we check eBay, we have one here for 14,900 or best offer, 18,900 or best offer, and here's one for 24,999. There's none on like live auction right now. So SGC 85 has a pop between 3 and 400. There's been 5 sales in the past month, and it averaged 17,560, and the last sale was 17,500 on the 28th of February, so right at that average. And the record high was 20,099 on the 15th of February. So if we check eBay, we just have this one here. It's a new listing for $9,000. There's no bids yet. It has 6 days, 19 hours left. So BGS 8.5 has a pop of 2,549. Sold 20 times in the last month for an average of 16,543. So if we cut that down to 2 weeks, it's averaged 14,152 for 13 sales. Last sold for 11,000 on the 1st of March. And the record high in the 2-week stretch is 17,137 right here on the 26th of February. So if we check eBay, we have one here for 8,900, 18 bids. Here's 16,923 no bids. 17,500 a new listing, no bids. And here's the cheapest best offer, buy it now for 17,500, and you got plenty more options here in the $18,000 range. So PSA 8.5 has a pop of 386. It sold 8 times in the last month. Averaged 30,362. If we cut this down to 2 weeks, then it's averaging about 23,492 for 3 sales. Well, it's only 3 sales. So we'll go back out to the month here. The record high for the month is 43,400. Well, since that sell, it's kind of skidded downward. And now it looks like it's kind of leveled off here. 21,877 on 26th of February. So if we check eBay, we have a new listing here, 8,100, 22 bids. Here's 12,249 bids, 18,173 bids. There's 2 hours left. And here's a best offer buy now for basically 30,000. And you got a couple more options up here. SGC 9, this has a pop of 216. Sold 4 times in the past month for an average of 40,486. Last sold for 35,655 on the 1st of March, so very recently. And the record high for the month is 57,600, which is right here on the 3rd of February. So if we check eBay, we have one buy it now for 42,995. And here's a best offer buy it now for 49,999. And you got a couple more options here. So PSA 9 has a pop of 2,768. So 23 sales in the past month for an average of 65,373, with the record being 88,999 here on the 8th of February. So if we cut this down to 2 weeks, the average is more like 56,410 from 9 sales, and the record high is 64,218 for this 2-week stretch. And it last sold for 55,200, which is right at that average on the 27th of February. So this is where you want to try to find a card is about 55,000, between 55 and 56,000. So we have one here, 19,846 bids. There's 20,346 bids. Here's a new listing, 20,742 bids. There's 48,630 bids. It says 4 hours left. So this will be a great watch right here. Here's 49,999, no bids. Here's another one, same price, no bids. Here's a buy it now for 50,999, still below that average. Here's 55,000 our best offer, so right at the average price. And you got some more options here in the 50s. Plenty right there in the 50s. You got some here in the 60s, 60 range. So a lot of options for that card. BGS 9 has a pop of 1,646. For the past month, it sold 18 times for an average of 37,471. It last sold for 25,100 on the 28th, and the record high is 56,000 right here on the 7th of February. So we cut this down to 2 weeks. The average is more like 33,682 for 10 sales. And that record price is 43,000 in this 2-week stretch here. So you want to try to find a card between 25,000 and 33,000. Of course, you're going to be looking at those subs. If it has, max subs for a 9, it's going to be, closer to this 33,000 mark. So we have one right here for 9,300, 35 bids. There's 23,159 bids. There's 25,100 28 bids. So this is right at that last sale mark. Here's 25,129 bids, 31,000 no bids. Here's a best offer by now, 34,999 or best offer. So it's right at the top of that average. Here's 36,000, a new listing or best offer. And you got a few more options here. And here's 30, here's 40,000. Just quite a few in the 40,000 range right there for best offers. SGC 9.5 has a pop of 25. For the past 3 months, it only sold 4 times in 3 months. So the average for the 3 months is 69,149. And the record high was 125,000 back here on the 31st of January. And then we had this most recent sale here, 81,000 on the 27th of February. So it's down quite a bit from that record spike right there. We don't have any on eBay. We have one in the auction houses right now. So if we check the BGS 9.5, it has a pop of 526. We've had 11 sales in the past 3 months. And the average is 82,955, with the record high being 162,000 on the 30th of January, which was a high end. Had a quad 9.5s and above on that one. So that was a record for high end. The last sale was 95,100 on the 18th of February. This is drop off right here, which is not really a drop off because this was a low end. So this is a record price for a low end. And what I'm talking about, it has 1.9 subs. So that's the minimal grade for a 9.5. So the high end and the low end have both jumped in value. So they're both looking good. And we have a couple of them also in the golden auctions. So we're just waiting to see how those do. You know, they end on the 6th and 7th of March. If we check eBay, this is the cheapest one right here. This is a buy it now for 150,000. It's a quad 9.5, so high end card. Here's one with a 9 on the centering, 169,000 or best offer. This one has a 9 on the surface, 175,000 or best offer. This one has a 9 on the corners and it's 182,000 or best offer. Here's 189,000 or best offer for a 9 on the surface. This was a 9 on the centering, 199,000 or best offer. This one has a 9 on the edges, 200,000 or best offer. 250,000 or best offer. This has a 9 on the surface. This one has a 9 on the corners, 300,000 or best offer. This is a quad 9.5 and above. This has a 10 on the surface. It's 339,000 or best offer. And here's one that has a 9 on the surface, comes with the sticker rookie card, which is sold for a record price of 69,999. So you get both of these for 399,000 or best offer. Here's a pair. This has a 9 on the edges and this has a 9 on the corners. So both low end cards, and 546,000 or best offer for the pair. And here's a quad 9.5 and above. This has a 10 on the surface, 599,000 or best offer. So PSA 10 has a pop of 315. For the past 3 months, it's sold 11 times for 385,000 average. It last sold for 588,000 right here on the 26th of February. And the record high is 720,000, which was a pair that sold right here on the 30th of January. Then you had one sell on the 3rd of February for 645,000. And then you had one sell for 216 or 200. You had one that sold for 612,000 on the 20th of February. So it's trending down a little bit. We got two PSA 10s and golden auctions around 450,000. They still have a few days left, so we'll see how those go. Maybe it'll trend back up, but I don't know. Not going to speculate on that right now. So if we check eBay, we just have these two right here. We have one for $1 million best offer, and we have another one for $1 million best offer. And it also comes with the sticker rookie card, which has sold for as much as 200,000 in a PSA 10. So you get both of those, or best offer. All right, so everyone's favorite part, the recently ended. So we have a lot of sales in the past 3 or 4 days here. Starting back on the 27th right here, an evening sell that I didn't get to last time. It's listed for $17,750. This is a PSA 8. Let's see what this sold for, because it sold for $16,000. That's pretty good. That's pretty good because they had been selling around $15,000. So here's the SGC 5. It was listed for $6,427. So this one sold for $5,500. So these are prime candidates to cross over to PSA and make some money. So PSA 6 sold for $7,700, 17 bids. Here's a PSA 2, sold for $4,000, 1 bid. Here's a PSA 7, sold for $8,500, 9 bids. Here's a PSA 8 that sold for $14,300, 33 bids. Here is a PSA 5.5 that sold for $5,000, 1 bid. So here's a BGS 5 that sold for $5,000, 37 bids. Here's a BGS 9, sold for $25,100, 31 bids. PSA 4 sold for $5,119, 24 bids. So here's that PSA 9 with the off-center qualifier, sold for $13,175 bids. So that's a good price for that, because I've seen these sell for as much as $18,000. PSA 8 sold for $14,700, 45 bids. Here's a BGS 7.5, 7,500, 5 bids. This is another prime candidate to cross over. Make some bucks. Make some bucks off PSA. So here's a PSA 4. It was listed for $5,500. So can anyone guess what this sold for? $5,400 is sold for. So he saved the $100 by negotiating. So SGC 8 sold for $13,400, 43 bids. PSA 8.5 sold for $21,100, 44 bids. PSA 5 centered, so $6,100, 44 bids. So that's great eye appeal. PSA 7 sold for $8,800, 39 bids. Here's a PSA 7 sold for $8,750, 44 bids. Here's a PSA 8 that sold for $16,600, 60 bids. Here's a BGS 7.5 sold for $8,300, 34 bids on that one. PSA 7 sold for $9,101, 52 bids. Here's a PSA 8 with the off-center qualifier, sold for $14,000, 3 bids. Man, that seems really high for that card. PSA 8 sold for $14,951, 37 bids. Here is a SGC 8.5 listed for $23,500. Can anyone guess what it sold for? $17,500 it sold for. So here's an authentic, SGC authentic. Looks like it has decent eye appeal, so it's listed for $3,999. So anything less than that would be a really good bargain on that card. Well, let's see what it went for. $3,500. That's a good price for authentic that looks that good. So PSA 7 sold for $7,801, 44 bids. Here's a PSA 6 that sold for $6,948, 13 bids. Here's a PSA 8. Someone pulled the trigger on it for $15,900. Looks like it has decent eye appeal. Here's a SGC 8, the very old label, listed for $13,800. And he picked it up for $13,000. So he saved $800 by negotiating right there. So here's a BGS authentic altered for $4,999. Buy it now. So here's a PSA 7.5 that sold for $10,399, 48 bids on this. Here is a PSA 6 sold for $8,100, 49 bids. Here is another SGC 5 listed for $6,699, or best offer, and it sold for $5,500. So 5,500. So you cross that over to a PSA 5 probably and make some money. So SGC 9 here, 35,655, 51 bids. So these are still on par with the BGS cards. So PSA 6.5 sold for 7,800, 35 bids. PSA 8 sold for 15,965 bids. Here's a PSA 8 that sold for 18,600. Buy it now. So that's a kind of a premium price right now. Here's a PSA 6 sold for 6,804. 10 bids on that one. Here is a BGS 8.5, 11,000. One bid. That's a bargain right there, because you could cross this over and get a PSA 8 and sell this for like, upwards of 15,000. So here's a BGS 8, sold for 13,601, 37 bids. Here's a BGS 7.5, sold for 9,101, 34 bids. BGS 8 sold for 13,601, 54 bids. Here's a PSA 9, sold for 7,000. Buy it now. I would not trust that at all, unless it was a decade of excellence, and that is definitely not. So, if it's too good to be true, it probably is, because this card will sell for like, 50,000. So PSA 8 listed for 18,200. Let me guess, 15,000? Nope, 17,000 is so far. So 17,000. So PSA 3 sold for it's listed for 5,100, and this one sold for, let me guess, 4,500. Nope, 4,950 it sold for. All right, so PSA 5, 7,400, 51 bids. Here's a PSA 7, 8,200, 11 bids. Here's a PSA 7, 8,600, 119 bids. Here's a PSA 4.5, sold for 6,500. Buy it now. Here's an authentic altered BGS 4,750, 54 bids. Here's a PSA 7, sold for 7,999, 25 bids. Here's a PSA 3, it was listed for 5,495. Can anyone guess what this was probably sold for? If I had to guess, 5,000. Let's see if I'm right. Nope, 5,400. 5,400. I was 400 off on that. All right, so here's a BGS 6.5 for 6,500. One bid. Here's a PSA 8, sold for 21,000. It's listed for 21,000. Let's see how much he saved by negotiating. Let's see. 17,000 it sold for. So here's a PSA 9. Someone pulled the trigger on a 55,000. That's right at that average too. So that's a good price right there for that card. Here's a BGS 8, 11,200, 5 bids. PSA 7, listed for 12,500. Can anybody guess? I'm going to say 7,800. 78. Nope, 10,000. Sold for $10,000. So here's a PSA 7 here for 8,200, 73 bids. PSA 4 listed for 6,300. Let's see what it sold for. 5,400 on that one. I don't know why eBay just doesn't show these real prices. It's ridiculous. But that's it. So that's my update for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys got something out of it. And if you did, give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And comment down below if you have any suggestions. And please check out cardladder.com. Use that link below. It helps me out. And all right, guys, I'll see you in the next Michael Jordan rookie card market report.